President Obama was raised by a gay transgender prostitute named Evie. It was actually reported on Reuters and all manner of establishment media. This is not exactly something questioned. This is something that really did happen. He was actually raised by a transgender nanny. And you wonder why we have transgender bathrooms? Here's your answer right here. Okay? And actually this person, this transgender, is still around and living day to day, making hardly any money, washing laundry.
Mr. Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does this.
I find it very intriguing that gay marriage was passed under his presidency, and also this whole transgender thing has exploded under his presidency as well. The question is, why would President Barack Obama send a handwritten note to Joan Rivers' daughter after she died? Shortly before she died, she mentioned that Barack Obama was gay and Michelle was a transgender. So why in the world would Barack Obama handwrite a note and give it to her daughter? Doesn't that seem a little bit strange? I mean, how often did Barack Obama send handwritten notes to offer condolences? I haven't heard of anybody other than Joan Rivers who called him out as being gay. We just started down this rabbit hole, and this rabbit hole goes very, very deep.
The birth certificate on the left belongs to Barack Obama. The birth certificate on the right belongs to Johanna Ani. After 5 years of intense investigation, which included consultation with one of America's most respected forensic document examiners and a team of European media forensic experts, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has reached a conclusion utilizing forensic techniques both old and new. It is the opinion of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office that the birth certificate on your right belonging to Johanna Ani was in fact used as a source document in the digital creation of Barack Obama's long-form birth certificate. 9 points of forgery in which words, letters, and hand-placed date stamps have been digitally copied from the Ani long-form birth certificate and pasted onto Obama's long-form birth certificate. What are the odds that two stamps in two separate boxes, stamped by hand 16 days apart, would have the exact same angle in box 20 and the exact same angle in box 22? First, we'll look at the left stamp. Now the right stamp. It should be pointed out that these stamps were looked at by two separate document examiners who specialize in two separate forensic disciplines and who reside on two different continents. Both agreed that these angles are identical on both the Obama document and the Ani document.
We have Malia and Natasha, his two daughters, Barack and Michelle, or Michael's two daughters. Well, with these two daughters, they don't look like Barack and Michelle Obama. They just don't look like them. But they do look sort of like two of their close friends, which I found to be very interesting. This girl in particular, the youngest of the two, she seems to look nothing like either one of them, even more dramatically than the other daughter. And if you do a search, and I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this, but if you do a search on Ancestry.com, there is no connection between Malaya Obama and the president and her first lady. And, you know, I'm sure you've seen probably a lot of this stuff here, but I found it very interesting that his close friends, particularly this man here, and his wife look quite a bit like the youngest. Okay, so we're going to get into some really complex stuff here. Let's look at these three individuals and see which ones look alike. Gee, I wonder, this is the alleged real father of Barack Obama here. And this is someone he stayed with on occasion, a famous communist, Frank Marshall Davis. And it's pretty obvious that Barack Obama does not look like Barack Obama. His face has different type of cheekbones, very different. His face is very much more so square, as his is more oval. He literally doesn't look anything like him. Now, with regards to him, you might say, well, he looks a little bit like him, but maybe he's not. I mean, if you really sit there and analyze it, you might be, maybe that's not even his father. You might think that to yourself, because look at the nose. Clearly, the nose looks a little different, right? Lips, obviously, much bigger. The ears, it looks like Obama's probably got bigger ears, right? So you might be thinking that in your mind. But if you actually look at his mother and try to imagine if these two had a child, you could see how the nose, obviously the nose is very thin on the nostrils and diametrically the opposite of Frank Marshall Davis. But you can see sort of the nose Obama has would be a perfect combination of the two. The lips are diametrically the opposite as well. Very small lips, much larger lips. He's sort of in the middle. We can't see her ears, but it appears she has probably some decent sized ears, considering the lower part of her ear looks kind of, well, you can't really tell what's going on there, but I mean, it looks like it could potentially be something with that as well. And if you look at the eyes and the eyebrows, you can see that his eyebrows, they have sort of a strange shape right there, which, you know, if you combined it with hers, it might make something like his. And so you can see how these could easily be his parents based on this, just looking at it alone.
On November 6, 1999, after picking me up at the hotel in Gurney, and this is significant, Mr. Mutani used his cell phone to make a call. That call was made to then Illinois State Senator Barack Obama to set up an introduction between myself and Senator Obama. Upon arriving at the bar and exiting the limo, Senator Obama was standing next to Mr. Mutani, and I was introduced to Senator Obama by name. Later that evening in a bar which I believe was called Alibis, and I state believe because I have failed so far to get Citigroup to provide the credit card receipts that has the actual name. I mentioned I could use a line or two to wake up. Senator Obama asked me if I was referring to Coke, and I stated I was. After stating I was, Obama stated he could purchase cocaine for me and then made a telephone call. This too is significant, from a cell phone to a presently unknown individual, during which Senator Obama arranged the cocaine purchase. Senator Obama and I then departed the bar in my limousine and proceeded to an unknown location where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine.
Okay, what you just saw there was the testimony of Larry Sinclair, who had a sort of gay fling with Barack Obama. Of course, this rabbit hole goes much deeper. A few people allegedly were killed, mysteriously died, that were in relationships with Barack Obama. 3 men. And according to Larry Sinclair, he confirmed that Young had a relationship with Obama. Here we have Donald Young. Here's a picture of him. He was at the Trinity United Church, Jeremiah Wright's church, the famous one, infamous one that Barack attended for many, many years. There were 2 other openly gay men in Wright's church, Larry Bland and Nate Spencer, in late 2007 as Obama began his ascent to be the Democratic Party's presidential nominee. In a span of 1.5 months, all 3 men conveniently died. Bland was murdered execution style on November 17, 2007. Young was murdered execution style on December 24, 2007. Spencer reportedly died of septic pneumonia, and HIV in December 26, 2007. Death certificates of Bland and Young are here. Oh, kind of hard to read. I'll leave this link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. So we have mysterious deaths so conveniently around the time Obama is becoming a presidential nominee. We have Larry Sinclair, his testimony of being in a relationship. These men were all at this church. Obama also had allegedly a fling or a relationship with the pastor himself, Jeremiah Wright. Yeah, we have a little bit of a conspiracy here. Or maybe we should say not so conspiratorial, considering 3 people conveniently died exactly around the time that he ran for office. That's a little strange, wouldn't you say? Just a wee bit.
Assalamu alaikum. We are no longer a Christian nation. As the Holy Quran tells us, the Holy Quran teaches that, the Holy Quran tells us, and the Holy Quran also says, we do not consider ourselves a Christian nation. The United States has been enriched by Muslim Americans. Since our founding, American Muslims have enriched the United States.
He did bow to the Muslim king, while he did not do it to the British Queen of England. And by bowing, he showed the world that I am subservient. I do bow down to you as a Muslim king, something no other president has done with Saudi Arabia.
Many other Americans have Muslims in their families or have lived in a Muslim majority country. I know because I am one of them. But my father came from a Kenyan family that includes generations of Muslims. As a boy, I spent several years in Indonesia and heard the call of the azan at the break of dawn. I have known Islam on 3 continents before coming to the region where it was first revealed. That experience guides my conviction.
You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith.
When Obama's stepfather changed jobs and moved the family to another neighborhood in Jakarta, Obama's mother enrolled him in the Basuki Public School. Obama's former classmates showed me his old desk.
Barry sat here, Barack sat there, and then you sat there.
The school's makeup reflects the population of Indonesia, more than 90% Muslim. There is a mosque in the school. It overlooks the playground. And every day at noon, the children are called to prayer. The only record of Obama having attended the school is this old register. And look, it lists his name as Barry Soetoro. That's the name Obama took from his Indonesian stepfather, Lolo Soetoro. That class register says Obama came from Honolulu and lists his date of birth. But look at his nationality. It's listed as Indonesian and his religion as Islam.
Yeah. Obama's definitely a Christian. That's why he always speaks against the Bible and denounces us as being a Christian nation. Of course he's a Christian. And even quotes from the Quran, the Holy Quran, of course. He doesn't say the Holy Bible. He says the Holy Quran, and then he mocks the Bible. It's pretty obvious he's got to be a Christian, right? You know. Of course, he also appointed several people who have ties to the Muslim Brotherhood within his organization. Wow, that's just so shocking. Shocking indeed. So shocking, right? Yeah. So, I don't think he was exactly a Christian. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. And the fact that he appointed certain people who had ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, and of course, there was a time frame there where they were basically trying to say that this is not a terrorist organization, even though other countries have confirmed they are a terrorist organization. Even Muslim countries have confirmed the Muslim Brotherhood's a terrorist organization. Of course, we don't confirm it, though. America doesn't confirm it.
He's about to go from commander-in-chief to couch commander.
You, Chuck Todd. What am I going to do in D.C. for 2 years?
You've got a real dilemma, Mr. President.
I can't go every day, can I?
Which you like better, these or these?
Joe, they're the same.
They capture different moods.
Joe, I need some focus here. I understand you're looking for some coaching help. Let's just say I coached my daughter's team a few times. Hello? Hello? Finally. So I'm going to be in D.C. for a while, and I thought I'd take up driving again.
What's the name?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Yikes. Well, since you don't have a driver's license, you're gonna need a birth certificate.
Really?
Really.
It's real.
Is it?
It's real.
But is it?
Oh, Michelle left her phone. Let's see here. Huh. She's got Snapchat. Obamacare is great, and it's really working. Sign up now.